You're the very most fun I've ever found, and you're my friend. Hi, this is Cricket talking to ya. And guess what? The circus is coming to town, and we've got front row seats. In fact, we might even get to be in the circus. So put on your marching shoes, because the big parade is about to begin, and we're going to sing and march along. The circus is coming, strike up the band. Everybody clap your hands, strike up the band. The circus is coming with merriment and mirth. And as everybody knows, it's the greatest little show on earth. There are lions and tigers and bears that dance and sing, and a couple dozen elephants in the center ring. The acrobats will tumble, you'll laugh at the clowns, and the daring human cannonball is sure to astound. The circus is coming, strike up the band. Everybody clap your hands, strike up the band. The circus is coming with merriment and mirth, and as everybody knows, it's the greatest little show on earth. Have you ever known anybody who performed with the circus? Well, I know somebody who knows somebody who does. And that's my best friend, Cindy Lou. Her cousin, Betty Jo, works at the circus. And guess what? Last time the circus came to town, we went to visit her. Cindy Lou and I got to the circus about an hour before showtime. Only problem was, we couldn't find Betty Jo. I wonder where my cousin could be, said Cindy Lou. I'm not sure, I said. Maybe we better ask for some help. But who should we ask, said Cindy Lou. So we both thought for a minute. And then I had an idea. I know, I said. Let's ask the ringmaster. Good idea, said Cindy Lou. I bet you he'll know where Betty Jo is. So we went into the circus tent and looked for the ringmaster. And while we looked, we sang a song. If you know it, sing along. We'll go and ask the ringmaster, the ringmaster, the ringmaster. We'll go and ask the ringmaster if he's seen Betty Jo. We looked all around inside the circus tent, and then we finally saw the ringmaster. But guess what? When the ringmaster turned around, she was a lady ringmaster. Hi, said Cindy Lou. We're looking for my cousin Betty Jo. Do you know where she is? Well, said the ringmaster, if she's an animal trainer, then she's over in ring number 1. No, said Cindy Lou, I don't think she's an animal trainer. Well, said the ringmaster, if she's a bareback rider, then she's over in ring number 2. No, said Cindy Lou, I don't think she's a bareback rider. Well, said the ringmaster, if she's an acrobat, then she's over in ring number 3. No, said Cindy Lou, I don't think she's an acrobat, but I think we're getting close. Oh, good, I said. Then we better hurry, because the show is going to start pretty soon. So we ran over to ring number 3, and on the way, we sang our song again. I bet you know it by now. We'll go and ask the acrobat, the acrobat, the acrobat. We'll go and ask the acrobat if he knows Betty Jo. But when we got to ring number 3, we couldn't see any acrobats. Because they were all high up on the trapeze bars, practicing their act. Then guess what? One of them saw us and came sliding down on a long rope to the ground. Do you know a girl named Betty Jo, I asked. Is she kind of funny looking, said the acrobat. Only when she laughs, said Cindy Lou. Well, if she's the girl I'm thinking of, said the acrobat, she laughs a lot. Why, I asked. 'Cause she's a clown, said the acrobat. You're right, said Cindy Lou. Now I remember, my cousin is a clown. But where can we find her, I asked. That's easy, said the acrobat. I bet she's in Clown Alley. But you better hurry, 'cause the show is about to begin. So we hurried over to Clown Alley. And on the way, we sang our song again one more time. You sing too. We'll go and ask the funny clowns, the funny clowns, the funny clowns. We'll go and ask the funny clowns if they know Betty Jo. Well, we found the clowns in Clown Alley all right. Only problem was there were so many of them. I wonder which one is Betty Jo, I said. I don't know, said Cindy Lou. They all look alike to me. And then all of a sudden, sudden, one short little clown came over to us and started doing tricks. First she wiggled her ears, and then she stood on her head. And then she did a somersault and landed flat on her face. And then guess what she did? She pulled on her big red nose, pulled off her funny orange wig, and said, "Hiya, cousin, where you been?" Can you believe it? Under all that funny clown makeup, it was Betty Jo. "Aw," said Cindy Lou to her cousin, "I knew it was you all the time." We didn't get to visit Betty Jo for very long because the circus was about to begin. First, the circus band played a big fanfare, and then the ringmaster walked into the center ring. One important thing the ringmaster does is tell everybody what a super time they're going to have, and that's just what she did. Listen and see if you can count how many times she says the word super. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Super Colossal Circus. We've got a super duper show for you today. Our magician is positively supernatural, and you'll laugh at super silly Sam the Clown. There are thrills and chills and some super surprises too. So on with our super terrific, super astounding, super colossal show. Did you count how many times she said super? How many times do you think it was? If you said 8 times, you're right. Hey, are we having a super time today or what? Right after that, the ringmaster introduced Belinda the bareback rider. She came riding into the ring on one of the cutest little ponies you ever saw. And she did all kinds of neat tricks. Tell you what, you can pretend to be a bareback rider too. Just ride your pony around in a circle and then do what the song says. You're the bareback rider in the center ring. Ride, ride, ride that pony. Galloping along like anything. Ride, ride, ride that pony. Stand up slowly, stand up tall. Balance on one foot, be careful, don't fall. Raise your arms up high above your pony's mane. Now sit back down and hold on to the reins. You're the bareback rider in the center ring. Ride, ride, ride that pony. Galloping along like you had wings. Ride, ride, ride that pony. Jump off your pony and touch the ground. Now jump back on as you go round and round. Wave to the crowd and take a bow. They're cheering for you and your pony now. You're the bareback rider in the center ring. Ride, ride, ride that pony. Galloping along like anything. Ride, ride, ride that pony. Ride, ride, ride that pony. The ponies aren't the only performing animals in the circus. There are lots of others too, and I'm thinking of one of them right now. Hey, why don't you pretend to be a circus magician and try to figure out which animal I'm thinking of. Ready? Put on your magician's hat, 'cause here goes. This animal is really fierce. He shakes his mane and roars. I'm very glad he's in a cage, not wandering out of doors. What animal am I thinking of? If you said a lion, you got it right. Hey, are you a terrific mind reader or what? I saw another performing animal at the circus, a dancing bear. Every time his trainer said dance bear, the band would play and the bear would dance. He looked like he was having so much fun. I made up a game about him, and we can play it right now. When I say dance bear, you dance like a bear. But when I say stop, you stop dancing and hold really still. Ready? Dance bear. Stop. Hold still. Don't move. Okay. Dance bear. Stop. That's great. Now stay just like that. Ready? Dance bear. Stop. Can't fool you. Okay, this is the last time. Dance bear. dancing bear, and I'm going to tell it to you right now. Once upon a time, there was a dancing circus bear named Byron, and one day, Byron decided to take a vacation, because it was a one-bear circus, and he worked very hard. So he sent a letter to his cousin Daniel, who lived far away in the great north woods. "Come and take my place for a while," wrote Byron. "It'll be fun." Well, as soon as Daniel got his cousin's letter, he headed straight for the circus to become a dancing bear. Only problem was, Daniel didn't know how to dance. When Daniel got to the circus, the first thing his cousin did was introduce him to the ringmaster. "Meet your new dancing bear," said Byron to the ringmaster, and the ringmaster said, "Pleased to meet you, Daniel. Show us your stuff." So Byron put on a record and sat back to watch his cousin dance. And was he surprised or what? Daniel took one step, and then his left foot tripped over his right foot, and then he fell flat on his face. "I thought your cousin was a dancing bear," said the ringmaster to Byron. "I thought so too," said Byron, and then he helped Daniel to his feet and said, "Let's try again." This time, Byron danced with Daniel, but the same thing happened, only worse. Daniel took one step, and then he tripped over Byron, and they both fell flat on their faces. "This will never do," said the ringmaster, and she walked away in a huff. When the ringmaster was gone, Daniel helped his cousin up and said, "I'm sorry, Byron. I guess I should have told you I don't know how to dance." "That's all right," said Byron. "You'll learn." "No, I won't," said Daniel. "I hate to dance." Well, poor Byron was shocked. "But everyone in our family loves to dance," he said. "Not me," said Daniel. "I love to ride motorcycles." "Motorcycles?" said Byron. "But we already have a motorcycle act." "Who?" said Daniel. "The Wild Dobermans," said Byron, "and I don't think they'd like it if you horned in." So Daniel was left with nothing to do, now that he didn't have to practice his dancing. And where do you think he spent all his time? You guessed it, watching the Wild Dobermans do their motorcycle act. Then one night when the Dobermans had finished rehearsing, Daniel decided to go for a little ride. And guess what? He was a great motorcycle rider. He rode around the ring, frontwards and backwards. He rode on one wheel. He even rode with no hands. Of course, it was a trick motorcycle, and he wasn't riding in the street, but it still was the fanciest motorcycle riding you ever saw. Then all of a sudden, the Wild Dobermans came back into the circus tent. "Hey," said their leader, whose name was Wolf, "what do you think you're doing?" "Just playing," said Daniel, and he got off Wolf's motorcycle as fast as he could. "Oh yeah," said Wolf, "well, let's see how good you really are." Then Wolf got on his motorcycle and Daniel got on another one, and they raced around the ring in opposite directions. Then Daniel decided to show the Dobermans how good a rider he really was. He very carefully put one foot on the motorcycle seat, then the other, and then he stood up straight and rode the motorcycle without any hands. "Spectacular!" cried the Dobermans, and even Wolf was impressed. "Where'd you learn how to ride like that?" he said. "An old bear taught me," said Daniel, "when I was just a little cub in the great north woods." Well, I bet you can guess what happened after that. The Wild Dobermans asked Daniel to join their act, and he said yes, and that meant that his cousin Byron couldn't go on vacation after all. But Byron didn't really mind, because now it was a two-bear circus, and Byron didn't have to work as hard anymore. And besides, he loved watching Daniel ride around on that motorcycle, almost as much as he loved to dance. Was that a great story or what? If you'd like to have some more fun at the circus, all you have to do is turn my tape over right now. And remember, I'll be